Now, I know a lot of people have feelings about this Berny field watch. However, I'm taking a different approach to it. I think this is actually one of the best watches for value on the market, especially when you look at everything that it offers. So in this video, we're going to look at why this is actually a wonderful watch, especially for 50 bucks. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chasing. This is all things random, mostly watch reviews with some random stuff sprinkled in between. If you're here, thanks for stopping by. If you like the content, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does allow me to continue making these review videos. And as always, the details first, then my opinions at the very end. When I first saw this Berny field watch, it was on Just One More Watch, and Jody explained how he kind of felt dirty buying this watch. Of course, it was all tongue-in-cheek, and why maybe you shouldn't buy it, or maybe why you should. Well, I'm going to look at this completely differently, because I think this is maybe not a great primary field watch, but at least a great secondary field watch if you're actually going out in the field. So let's flip the camera and get right into the video. This is clearly an homage of a more affordable SeaGull. Yes, you can find that on the secondary market, but I actually truly love the way this Berny watch is. One of the things that I love about this is it's a full titanium case. It's a full titanium sandblasted case, a full titanium bracelet, and yes, it does have a chintzy fold-over clasp, but that's okay. That's also titanium. Now, one of the things that I really do love about this watch is because this is, if not a great primary watch, it's a great alternative watch in the field. If you're someone who goes hunting, who goes hiking a lot, who goes exploring, you should always have a second watch. So let me explain to you why I love this watch so much. Now, I picked this thing up on AliExpress for under 50 bucks, and I think that is a killer deal, even if you don't like the name Berny, which is not listed anywhere on this watch. So you don't have to worry about the name Berny at all. So this thing is a full titanium watch. The measurement is 38 millimeters. The case thickness is a very, very slim 9.25 millimeters thick, dead flat sapphire crystal. The lug width here is 20 millimeters, and we will put it on this brand new ribbed chase strap. This is coming to the store soon. Wonderful military green. It's going to look great, and the lug to lug on this is going to be 44 millimeters, so it's going to wear quite small, which is okay. When you are out in the field, when you are especially in some sort of winter environment with snow, the last thing you want is a watch to be cumbersome and overly big. You want to slip underneath the cuff, underneath all your gear. Again, dead flat sapphire crystal, so it's going to actually be a lot more durable than you'd expect. Inside is a Seiko VH31 quartz movement. You can see that secondhand ticks at 4 ticks a second, so it gives almost the illusion of a mechanical watch, except the accuracy of a quartz watch, and quartz watches are extremely accurate. It does have a small crown at the 4 o'clock position, offers hacking as you see that second hand has stopped, and the movement, I think, is quite nice. It's what you'd expect from a Seiko VH31. So you don't want the crown to be overly large, and I get why some people would make complaints that it's so small, it's hard to handle. But once you get it on the time that you want, you don't really need to mess with it anymore. It sucks into that case so well that it doesn't need crown guards, and even if it gets hit, it'll be okay. A black matte dial, printed indices all the way around that are loomed, a red tipped second hand, and sword hands for the hour and the minute. Now, I love these type of displays when it comes to the dial. I love the minutes along the outside and the hours along the inside, with a short hour hand pointing towards the hours and a long minute hand pointing towards the minute. It makes it extremely easy to read on the fly. Now, some of the things you can complain about on this watch is the fact that if you look at the lugs don't fit perfectly, right? It's not lined up perfectly. It has a little bit of play in it. But this is a $50 watch, so that's okay. Some people are going to complain about, like I've already mentioned, this chintzy fold-over clasp. and it does have a push down case back, like a snapback case back. And this thing does have 50 meters of water resistance, which is just enough outside. You know, I wouldn't go scuba diving with this, but this is a great watch either, again, for a primary or an alternative watch. And if you don't want it as an Explorer watch, one of the things that I do love is they have push pins in every single link, which means that, like for my 10-year-old who is just getting into watches, this thing at 38 millimeters, I can size it down to his small wrist and get him into wearing watches. So this is a great gift for either your child or even you. So, I mean, honestly, I think for 50 bucks, the rule of exploring is 1 is none and 2 is 1. So you might as well have 3. So basically, if you have one watch on your wrist, you should always have a backup in your backpack in case something happens. And I think this is a great, affordable watch you can just toss in your bag with no issues at all. Let's toss it on the wrist. Now here is the watch on my 7 1/4 inch wrist, and one of the things that I do love again about that full titanium is it is so light it almost disappears. It does have some level of micro adjustment, and you can see right now this thing is perfectly fitted on the wrist. Again, I love the fact that I can take off as many links as I want. I can adjust this with the micro adjustment along the side, right? The only thing that I think that this could even be compared to would be something like the Timex Expedition. And there are some major flaws with the Timex Expedition, which goes right now on Amazon for about $45 to $55, depending on which one you want. Now, the Timex Expedition has mineral glass instead of sapphire, and this thing has sapphire, and it has that classic quartz movement. So if you don't like that single tick of the second and you like more of the sweep of the VH31, again, this is a better alternative. Plus, this is full titanium, and the Timex Expedition is a brass case that is covered in paint to make it look steel. So you might as well get this. Again, not a whole lot negative to be said about this because it's so cheap and they offer so much. Let's toss it on this NATO strap. Now, I was never the biggest fan of NATO straps until I started to incorporate them in chase straps, watch strap collection, because that's what a lot of people wear. And the moment I started wearing them more, the moment I fell in love with them a lot more. Now, I'm going to have a lot of these ribbed NATO straps. These things are slightly stiffer than the classic herringbone that I've offered in the past. The herringbone will not go away. These right now, I'm doing a test run on these chase straps to see how well they do. One of the reasons why I like these is because these are more waterproof, they're more durable, but they are also slightly more stiff. And one of the things that I do love about it is that I'm offering different sizes in this one. 20 millimeters and 22 millimeters. Not everything is 22 millimeters, but the reason why I really decided to get an upgraded 22 is simply because I wanted one for the Rolex Explorer 2. So I have multiple colors coming in these ribbed straps. Hopefully the website will be completely updated by Black Friday so I can offer some sales. If not, then hopefully by December 1st. And here it is on my wrist. Love the NATO strap. Even the more stiff NATO strap kind of gives a better presentation, especially for the smaller watches. That 44 millimeter wears perfectly with this NATO strap. And I love the green that just goes with that field. Now, once again, I think this is a great secondary watch, if not a primary watch, for someone who goes hunting, for someone who goes exploring, for someone who goes backpacking or camping or trail hiking or whatever. You should always have a second of everything when you're in the field, just in case something breaks, because if there's one thing that the military taught me is things are bound to break and fail. It is the nature of life. So always have a backup. And again, I think for 50 bucks, full titanium, sapphire crystal, VH31 Seiko movement, super accurate, super reliable. I think you're hard pressed to find a better watch. And again, a lot of people want to say, hey, a great first watch for your kid would be like a Timex Expedition. I'm going to throw that off to the side and say a Timex Expedition, no matter what history Timex has, I would prefer this Berny full titanium field watch over that 10 times out of 10 times. Agree with me or disagree? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments below. I have a lot of videos coming out in the future, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one.